Well, it is that time of the year. Time to get the Yukon Bob Seadoo channel back on the air on YouTube. It's been a fairly long winter, although I have had some trips away over this past winter to some Caribbean destinations, which was kind of nice. It's just been a slow spring in southern Ontario. It just hasn't seemed to want to warm up at all. So here we are, the 11th day of May, and we are heading out for our first Seadoo ride. I've had the Seadoo in the garage for a couple of weeks, kind of doing some prepping, a little bit of cleaning up on it, that sort of stuff, and got it all hooked up behind the Telluride, and we're just gonna do a little short trip today. It's gonna be a trip up to Lake Simcoe. I don't like to go too far away on that first day just to make sure that all the systems are working. It's about an hour to get up there. I'm gonna go up to a place called Beaverton and launch from Beaverton and take a ride out on Lake Simcoe just to make sure everything's working okay. I've put the battery in a couple of days ago, checked the voltage on it, it's all good. Haven't actually hooked it up to water in the yard though and started it in the yard. I figured it's gonna start. I'll just put it in the water up there, fire it up, and we'll see how she runs and just test the systems out again before we do any long trips. So everybody, welcome back to the Yukon Bob Seadoo channel, and we are going to head up towards Beaverton, put this thing in the water, and get the Seadoo season underway. You know, that first ride of the year, you keep thinking, have I got everything? Am I forgetting something? Have I not done something? So I've checked over the Seadoo a couple of times, checked over all the camera gear, make sure I've got everything, everything's charged up, that sort of stuff. But you always have that weird feeling that first time out because you're not used to the whole rigmarole, the procedure again of what you need to bring and what you need to get all hooked up and everything. So I think I've got everything. We're going to find out, I guess, once we get up to Simcoe in an hour or so from now. Seadoo towing nicely right behind, and we are all set to go out on the first trip of the year. We'll be up there shortly. Okay, this is the town of Beaverton, and this is the Beaverton launch. Let's just have a look at it, make sure it looks okay. Haven't been here in over a year. This is actually not a bad launch though. There you go. Yeah, that'll be fine. Might be a little drop off out there, but that'll still be okay. And then we'll take a cruise down into the marina, see how that's looking, and out to Lake Simcoe, just down out that way. Okay, let's get things unhooked and get it ready to go. First trip of the year, the 11th day of May. The temperature dropped a bit. It was 25 degrees Celsius on the way up here. Then as soon as I got near the lake, it dropped down to about 21, 22. And I think out on the water, it's also going to be a little bit colder. So we'll have to factor that in. Okay, I'll need two hands for this. Or do I? There we go. Hook that down there. Get this one loose and hook that down there. Drain plugs are in, drain plugs are in. I keep everything in a box that I just put away for the winter, and then I just dragged it out. So all my Seadoo related stuff is kind of in here. Camera gear is all down here. I'll put all of that stuff on board, life jacket, and then we should be just about good to back it in the water. So last year, this was the first trip out for me last year, and that didn't go so well. I only got a little ways up the shoreline up there, and I was into the shore, flying the drone and all that stuff, and I started the Seadoo up when I was just a bit too shallow. And I sucked up some rocks, and they got jammed into the impeller and into the wear ring in between there, and I had to crawl all the way back, just 4 or 5 kilometers an hour from where I was all the way back to this marina. And then I didn't have my vehicle at this marina because I had launched from a little place about 15, 20 kilometers away from here, and I had to get a ride back there, get my trailer, come back here, pull the Seadoo out of the water. So it wasn't a good start to the season last year. This day, I am going to be, this season, this first trip of the year, a little more careful. Not start this thing up when I had too many things going on. I had a coffee going then, I had shallow water, I had a drone in the air. Too many things were going on at once, and I wasn't paying enough attention to the depth of the water, and it turned out to be an $800 bill right off the top of the season last year. So a little more careful this year. It's a little bit, it's not choppy, it's a little rougher than I thought it was going to be. I mean, there's just a little ripple action on the water, but the wind finder said it was going to be very, very light winds out here. And the winds are light, but it's a little more ripple than I thought. Anyway, it's not a big deal. I think we're all set. Everything's secure. All right, let's go. First time this year. as I figured, this t-shirt is not going to be warm enough. I got to put a jacket on. I brought one. Okay, quick change. The jacket's on. Should be a lot warmer. It'll take a while before the water warms up and then the air temperature over the lake warms up quite a bit. So that's another couple of weeks for sure yet. But it'll happen pretty quick. So I'm just coming up on the Trent Severn waterway system off Lake Simcoe. If you were to go from Lake Ontario, you can go all the way to Georgian Bay on the Trent Severn waterway system. And this is the lock right up through here, up this way, that brings you from the lake system, the canal system, into Lake Simcoe. And then at the other end of Lake Simcoe, there's another bunch of locks that take you out, back into the lakes, back into the river system of the Trent Severn waterway. But I checked on the website before I came out here today, and the Trent Severn waterway system is opening up on May the 20th, so it's not open right now. It'll open on the 20th of May, which is the long weekend, the Victoria Long Day weekend in Canada. So that is coming up. But right now, Trent Severn is not open. The locks are not open. At least that's what it says on the website. And this is the lock right into Lake Simcoe. And the lock is down the canal up in that way, down that way up there. But it won't be operating as of yet. So I usually buy I think it's a six pass, something like that. You can buy one-day passes in, out, or you can buy like a little package of passes. And I use it, you know, maybe half a dozen times over the summer. If you're not planning on doing a complete trip on the Trent Severn waterway, then you just want to buy maybe a 6-pack or something like that. And that might get you through the summer. It's a little bit cheaper than buying the complete package. The first year I bought the complete package, and the first year of Seadooing that is, and I think I used about 4 times, 5 times. Paid a lot of extra money that I didn't have to. That is a trip I am going to have to do on the Seadoo at some point, maybe even this summer, from Lake Simcoe up the Trent Severn waterway system towards Trenton, get all the way up to Fenelon Falls, Balsam Lake, Cameron Lake, all the way up through that way. And you can go quite a ways. Make a nice trip, a long day trip, once the hours get a little bit longer, because when the Trent Severn first opens up the waterway, they have sort of shortened hours. I think it's 10 o'clock in the morning till 3:30 in the afternoon. And then by the middle of June, those hours get extended, so you can get a much longer day, because you got to get back at these locks by a certain time if you want to get back through. So that's always got to be calculated in. And it's nicer once you get into the middle of June, the hours get a lot longer and it's better. Gee, the water's really nice and clean through here. This is much nicer than it was at Beaverton. Really clear out here. Beautiful. You probably can't make it out, but right at the bottom of the water there, I just noticed there's a dead fish in the water laying on the bottom. I don't know what kind of fish that is, but I also saw just in the Trent Severn system over here another fish floating on the surface of the water, a dead fish. So that's a little bit odd. I don't know if there's something going on that's causing these fish to die, or I just haven't noticed that out here before. You know, I've only been out 10-15 minutes and I've seen 2 dead fish in the water already. Just pulled into this little bay here. As a matter of fact, I think this was the same place I pulled into a year ago on the first trip out, where I sucked up the rocks, some of those little pebbles there. So I shut it off a little bit earlier as I coasted in here. I think what I'm going to try and do here is fly a new drone that I bought over the course of the winter. This is not a DJI drone. This is a different drone. It's the first time I bought a non-DJI drone. This is the Skydio autonomous drone. Now, I haven't had a lot of time to play with it. I have had it out in the front of the house in the court, flown it around just to kind of get used to it, but it comes with a remote controller and a different kind of system from DJI altogether. But this is an autonomous drone whereby it tracks you automatically while doing full obstacle avoidance, 360 all the way around it. And so the whole concept was that this would be great for the Seadoo, that I could pop it up in the air behind the Seadoo. You can change positions of it. It can be in the front of you, in the side of you, in the back quarter panel, right quarter panel, wherever you want it. You just hit the remote controller and it'll move around, and all the while avoiding obstacles. So I think what we're going to do is try to put it up in the air here, push the Seadoo back off, get it in the air, get it locked onto us, and just kind of see how it does. See if it's a lot better than the DJI at autonomous tracking. Okay, let's get it out and get it set up. The beacon, they call this, the beacon controller to the phone. Then it'll have a GPS lock on the drone, plus it'll also have a visual lock. But if it loses the visual lock, it'll switch to the GPS lock, and it should just sort of stay with us. I also bought this little thing over the course of the winter. It's just a thing that I've stuck on here with a GoPro mount. This will fit into there. When I take it apart with those screws, it'll fit into there, and then I can kind of have hands free. I don't have to hang on to this thing in my hand while I'm driving the Seadoo, but I can push the buttons to make it do what I want to do. So that's what we're going to try out. So let's get it all ready. All right, there it is up there. I've now got it set to follow from behind, so it should get around behind me and just follow me from behind. And I've got an image on here which is showing me it is behind me. And I can move it to different sides. If I want to move it around, and it goes to the side. Now if I want it to go back further, which I do, I want to get it back a little bit further away, like about that. That's far enough. Something like that. That's far enough. Let's get it around to the front of me. This is the first time doing this on the water, so I'm just going a little bit slow with all of this to make sure everything is working right. Okay, so now it's in front of me. Uh-oh, is it going to lose me? It takes a while to reposition itself, and I wanted to get a little bit further away. Maybe even a bit further. So far, it seems to be staying with me. Oh my God. I just lost it. Oh my God. I just did a tight turn on the water. It was turning. The drone was in front of me trying to keep up. It made a bank. It fell out of the air. It couldn't manage the turn, and it fell out of the air. Oh my God, it hit the water. I tried to turn to get back to it as soon as I could, see if I could grab it, but I could not. I've just lost it. The first time flying it with the Seadoo, I've lost it. Oh my God. It's sitting right at the bottom here. It's probably 25 feet of water, 20 feet of water. Where did it go down? It turned tight, in a tight turn, and it seemed to just lose aerodynamics in the turn, and then just fell out of the air into the water. It was doing well. It was hanging in there. It was following me around. I had just moved it around. It says looking for Skydio. Yeah, I know where the Skydio is. It's in the water. I hate when that happens. First time using it on the Seadoo on the water, which is why I bought it, to track me. It overpowered itself in the air, and I could see it turning too sharp, and then down it went. It was probably fell 15 feet out of the air into the water. I'm not going to find it now, but it is right down there somewhere. So theoretically, I have insurance on this thing. I have bought insurance, and it should be replaced because this was not my fault. It was supposed to be tracking me. It overpowered itself, and then down it went. You know, there's no point in me even looking for it now because I'm not, even though I can see the bottom. And if I came over it, I would see it, but I can't get it. It's too deep. And even if I can get it, it's toast. Always apprehensive about that first time out, trying it out, and jeez. Gone. Now, how long is it going to take to get a replacement, and what's that warranty service going to be like from Skydio? Well, I guess I can turn that off. Powering off. Air unreachable. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding, it's unreachable. All right, well, I brought a little lunch and I haven't eaten anything today, so now my stomach's a little upset. I don't feel like eating. Although I am hungry, so I'm gonna pull up here just a bit. Not suck up any rocks, because that would be the second horrible thing to go wrong. And just have a little lunch. Here's a case. Anybody want to buy a Skydio case? I got a case. There's no drone that goes with it, though. Picked up a bagel sandwich at a gas station. Pretty spot. The weather's great today. It's very nice. It's actually quite warm. Gee, that looks good. Country Time bagel. You can hear it in my voice. I'm still ticked off. Because now I got to go through the whole process of seeing if I can get it replaced, how long that'll take. The season's now started. Such is what happens when you're filming YouTube videos. I thought this would be great for the YouTube channel. It would make these videos so much more better with the drone being able to track me. That obviously didn't work out so well. I guess you're not going to be seeing any aerial footage of the Seadoo in action today. Now, I've got other drones, DJI drones. I can put those into service over the next little while, but this was supposed to be the one that looked after itself, that had all this autonomous capability. You didn't really have to fly it manually. It would just track you, lock on, and stick behind you or to the side of you or in front of you. It just turned too sharply, lost its ability to stay in the air, cranked itself too hard. I saw it happen, and then down it went. I might actually have to take this jacket off and put a lighter one on, because it is getting fairly warm out here now. The water's cold, but the air temperature is not too bad at all. What a beautiful day. Started off with a few ripples on the water, and now it's just gone like glass out here. Really nice. May the 11th, and the heat and warmth has kind of hit. It's probably still 23, 24 degrees out here. Very nice, and the water just like glass. Look at the blue sky and kind of the aqua green water. Beautiful combination. So there's supposed to be some kind of beach up here somewhere. I see it on the map. It's called Glen Rest Beach, and it's just up in front of me here. So I may try to pull just into that and see what that beach looks like. I haven't been there before, but I love the clarity of the water here. I don't know if you can make it out. You can see the rocks down below. I don't like muddy water. Maybe that's part of the reason, you know, from growing up in the Yukon, that the waters were also crystal clear up there. And there's places down in southern Ontario where the waters aren't all that clear, like in a lot of the Muskoka lakes. But out here on Lake Simcoe and certainly on Georgian Bay, the water is nice and crystal clear. Really nice. Just saw this shiny little thing in the water here. It's one of those Mylar balloons. So we will grab it and take it. Yeah. Beautiful until it winds up in the water. All right, we'll take it back, put it in the garbage. Can I pop it? Yep. That's Thora Island right there. That's what I was heading towards when I spotted the Mylar balloon. Garbage. So that's just about straight across from Beaverton, where I set out from earlier this morning, probably 4 hours ago, something like that. So we'll just make our way over there, and then we'll head across back over to Beaverton, which is over that way. Okay, so that is fish number 3 that I have seen dead in the water today. Looks like a bit of a sucker mouth on that. He's doing the back float. I wonder what's causing these fish to die. That's three fish that I've seen dead in the water today. Haven't seen that in past years. So I am back in Beaverton from where I began about 4 hours ago. Just a beautiful day out here today on Lake Simcoe. A great day for a first ride. Everything ran just fantastic with the Seadoo. It worked great, but you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Yeah, lost the Skydio drone today, and that was not good. We'll see what happens with that. I'm not going to think about it right now. I'm going to just think about what a beautiful day it was out here on Simcoe today and how well the Seadoo ran. Ran beautifully. Don't know how much longer I'll have this Seadoo. Maybe another 3 weeks. Depends when the parts get in for the new one, I guess. And that is yet to be determined. We'll see. Anyway, guys, we are back. Yukon Bob Seadoo channel back on the water. We're going to do lots more exploring around Ontario this summer. I got some plans to do some destinations further away. We'll see how that works out. But some new places maybe this summer as well, instead of the same ones that we continually go to over and over again. And there's a guy with a chainsaw over there. He just wants to annoy the hell out of me. He said, if he starts his camera up, I'm starting my chainsaw up. That's it, guys. Thanks for coming along on another Yukon Bob video. We will see you on the next one. Till then, take care.